Tuesday falls across the land. The mid-evening hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of foods before turning on their YouTubes. And Nick Aldis shall be found, with Camille not making sounds. The ghost of Cornet's back from hell as he rots inside his corpse's shell. The foulest stench is in the air. Aaron Stevens speaks from his derriere. As Tim Storm shows how to work a room, the Dawsons come to seal his doom. And although you think it can be missed, you watch the entire hour, for no mere mortal can resist the awesomeness of power.
Hey, y'all, yeah, Marks. It's time for another Crimson Ring No DQ podcast. That's right, no DQ, no disqualifications. I'm your host, Nathan, and with me is Doug.
Hey, Nathan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing just swell.
Did you know that we are the tag team podcast champions of the world?
Yeah, contrary to last week, there were no interim tag team champions. We am, are, was, were, will continue to be.
Always and forever.
Yeah. The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Tag team podcast champions of the world! And that's how it's done.
Yeah, eat it, Shane. So, last week I was on vacation, and Doug just couldn't bring himself to come into the studio and do this podcast without me.
No, we're a team.
That's right.
We
and
don't work alone.
Yeah, we let Russell and Shane do some wrestling news. We appreciate them filling in, but there's no substitute for Coke.
Well, I mean, there's crack.
Oh, yeah. But that's not as good. So, let's get down to wrestling. Doug, what do we have in the wrestling world? What's firing you up that's not redacted?
Well, I want to start talking. First up, whatever.
Bring
first
it up.
On the agenda.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about Bushi Road.
Okay, let's talk about it.
New Japan's parent company. They're
All right.
making a lot of moves in the past week or so. They bought Stardom.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it is important to denote that Bushi Road bought Stardom, not New Japan. Bushi Road also owns New Japan. They will still function as two separate wrestling. One, obviously, Stardom for women and New Japan for men. They also announced New Japan of America. So they're coming overseas, and they have successfully, up to this recording, blocked any and all potential purchases by Redacted in Japan.
So we're not going to get a redacted Japan?
No, they wanted to do an in Redacted T Tokyo, but they have at this point been blocked.
We'll just go ahead and say
it.
There's no NXT Japan. Tokyo
And there won't
gonna
be.
happen.
Nope.
Yeah. Suck it, Vince.
Yep. And they're coming to America.
Yeah.
Rumor has it they are going to be teaming with Ring of Honor.
Even better.
Yeah. That's not confirmed. But that is the current prevailing rumor that either who owns Ring of Honor?
I am not sure who owns Ring of Honor, to be honest with you.
Sinclair.
Oh, yeah.
Sinclair may partner with New Japan, or New Japan just may kind of buy Ring of Honor straight out.
As long as these companies still continue to work together in some fashion.
Well, New Japan's not going to work with AEW or WWE, but I could see them.
Nobody works with WWE.
That's true.
Obviously.
But I could see some NWA crossover and some Impact crossover, which, I mean, Impact already has a pretty good working relationship with New Japan.
I was kind of hoping that New Japan would still keep an open relationship with AEW, though.
No.
Well, unfortunately not. But it's not because of the John Moxley thing, because that was legit.
Yeah, no, that was a typhoon. He was going to lose to Juice anyway.
Which, let's go ahead and talk about that, because I watched the match.
Let's talk about that.
So Juice Robinson lost to Archer for the New Japan United States title.
Yeah.
or the IWGP US title, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. But either way, that match was awesome. And Archer, who I'd never seen it till this point, looked like a combination of The Undertaker and Luchasaurus.
He's awesome, isn't he?
He was amazing. He's like 6 foot forever.
Mm-hmm.
Damn near, like, I think it was 6'8".
6 sideways 8.
Yeah, okay. And either way, the guy was amazing. And Juice, I mean, no slouch, obviously. I don't like him with, like, his haircut and shaved.
You prefer the dreadlocks?
Yeah, and the beard, like,
Yeah.
or the goatee.
I mean, I first learned about him when he was CJ Parker, and he was just basically a glorified jobber. But that dude, I think that dude can go too. I mean,
absolutely, yeah. You know, in New Japan, still finding like their gaijin talent there, because they did get pretty cleaned out by AEW.
I'm wondering, and they're not happy about that at all.
Yeah,
but I'm wondering if Lance and Juice are going to be kind of the flagship. That also could explain why we haven't seen Johnny Impact show up anywhere. Maybe he's gonna be Johnny New Japan.
Let's hope it's not Johnny Redacted.
No, that he squashed that rumor.
Did he?
I mean, I feel like he did.
Why is he not on it? Like, is he just like he's out of Impact?
Yeah, he's done with Impact. Although he was working out with a couple of people from. They had Instagram photos of him with the Young Bucks training, like working out in a gym not too long ago. But I don't think he's going to AEW.
Okay.
Marty Scurll's contract's also up in December, so he could go back to New Japan.
Could Ring of Honor afford to lose him right now?
Well, if Ring of Honor is going to merge with New Japan of America, then
guess
they're not really losing him.
There's a lot of moves going on. So let's just talk about Bound for Glory real quick. So Impact had a wrestling show. It's called Bound for Glory. And okay, so New Japan had Bound for Glory this last Sunday. And should we do the gauntlet first? Or I guess we can go in order. You want to go in order?
Yeah, hit me.
All right, so Madison Rayne defeated Shotzi Blackheart. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. In a singles match. And then the Rascals and Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz defeated Dr. Wagner, Aerostar, and Taurus in a 6-man tag team match. So the Rascals, they got this like really interesting gimmick where it's like the little Rascals. They do the little wave underneath the chin, and
but they're like a punk version.
Yeah, it's very kiddish though. Still,
yeah.
They're a very interesting tag team. A lot of high flying, moving around. I like it.
Yeah. They kind of remind me of. Oh man, what's the really crappy tag team in AEW? Jake Evans
and Helico.
Yeah.
I don't like those guys though.
I don't either.
I don't think we're supposed to. There was also a Bound for Gold gauntlet match where Eddie Edwards won by last eliminating Marabal Shari. Now, I'm going to go through the entrance here. So the first draw was Eddie Edwards, and then we had Adam Thornstowe, Luster the Legend, Cousin Jake, Raihat Raju, and then Joey Ryan showed up in number 6, who is now Impact.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
Then we had Jessica Havoc, Rosemary. Yeah, this is an intergender thing.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah. Madman Fulton, Cody Deaner, Johnny Swinger, Jordan Grace. I'm a fan of Jordan Grace.
I like Jordan Grace a lot.
She's rough. Like,
she
a powerhouse.
Reminds me a lot of Beth Phoenix.
Also, very graceful in the ring. I'm just going to say that. Swoggle, Kiera Hogan, also very good in the ring.
Yeah, Hulk
Raj Singha, Tommy Dreamer.
I like that guy.
Kylie Ray, Fala Ba.
I love that dude. We need to talk about that dude.
We will. Sabu, and then Marahaba Shari, who got eliminated by Eddie Edwards when he won. So that was really good. gauntlet. I loved it. I was super pumped to see that Joey Ryan is now signed, and he's allowed to have his independent dates and keep his character. But the winner of this, which was Eddie Edwards, got to choose any championship in a match of his choice.
We know what it's gonna be.
What's it going to be?
Well, it'll spoil later, so we'll.
Okay, I guess we'll wait. Taya Valkyrie defeated Tennille Dashwood for the Knockouts Championship.
I believe that marks the end of Tennille's tenure there as well.
Okay, so she's out of Impact now?
Her contract is up after that match, so I don't know what's going to happen.
AEW.
No.
You don't think so?
No, Ring of Honor.
All right. The North defeated Rich Swann and Willie Mack and Rhino and Rob Van Dam in a triple threat tag team match for the World Tag Team Championship. Rob Van Dam, kind of interesting this pay-per-view. Turns heel.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
I have more Rob Van Dam news later. Don't let me forget.
Okay. Hey, Doug, you have more Rob Van Dam news later.
Well,
Michael Elgin defeated Marufuji in a singles match. And then here's the big one for me. Intergender ladder match for the X Division Championship. Austin Ace defeated Jake Christ, Tessa Blanchard, Daga, and AC Romero.
Yep.
I really wanted Tessa to win this.
I did too.
Because I found out recently that the X Division Championship has an option C.
Mm-hmm. But
that's an awesome option.
Ace and Eddie are gonna battle for, that's gonna be the match that he gets.
Okay.
They have a long-standing feud. They've put on fantastic matches, so that's where we're gonna. That's where that's leading, and it'll be great.
Absolutely, looking forward to that. Moose defeated Ken Shamrock. Old ass Ken Shamrock looked like he hasn't missed a fucking beat.
I watched this one.
And?
You're not wrong. That dude, I mean, maybe it was Moose, maybe just making him look like $1 million, but Ken Shamrock looks good.
Ken Shamrock should have had one last run in Redacted, and he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, I'm sure he will be.
The guy's a absolute, just physical
he
specimen.
Was like Brock when Brock was in. Well, I guess
he's the original though.
Yeah,
he was an original UFC champion.
That's what I mean. He was Brock Lesnar in the 90s.
I could say so many good things, but we'll cover Ken on a different day. But right now, I'm just happy to see him back in the ring. It brings back so many good memories from when I was younger watching wrestling.
Yep.
So, Brian Cage defeated Sami Callihan in a no disqualification match for the Impact World Championship. I love Sami Callihan, and I love Brian Cage. These guys are awesome, and it was a really good match.
Yeah.
I thought so. I think Brian Cage is an absolute beast.
He's scary.
Yeah, he scares the shit out of me too, Doug. So, that's kind of what happened this weekend for Impact. It was covered on Access TV on Tuesday, and we know the premiere of their show happens on the the 5th?
29th.
Is it a Wednesday?
It's Tuesday.
Yeah, it's Tuesday, so it's the 5th, right?
No, it's 29th. It's next week.
Oh yeah, I'm 2 weeks ahead.
Yeah.
I got important stuff going on the 3rd, so I didn't even think about that. All right, so yeah. So tune into that if you have Access TV, and if you don't have Access TV, call your cable provider, satellite provider, or antenna provider, and tell them that you want Access TV.
And remember to use promo code NODQ.
That's right. Tell them Peppa sent you.
Nope. I didn't send you anywhere.
Yeah, he did. So
Okay.
anyways, we're going to keep moving on this gravy train because you
while-
have news about
while
Rob
we're-
Van Dam.
While we're still on Impact, I want to throw this bit in. They lost a lot of their sex appeal, I guess, or whatever, when they lost Scarlett.
Sasha?
That's her real name.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Banks.
No. Scarlett Bordeaux left a couple months ago, and she was basically known for her vampiness. However, Katie Forbes has just signed with Impact Wrestling.
I don't know who that is.
Rob Van Dam's longtime girlfriend.
Oh.
Yeah. And I recommend watching a lot of her entrances. They are spectacles
Where do you find that at?
on the YubTubs.
Brazzers.
I mean, it's a step above. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're gonna push the envelope. Fuck it.
So,
Well, I mean, Scarlett's stuff was pretty, risque as it is. Which
yeah, and Katie will fill that void nicely.
All right, so
So
works for me
yeah, and Rob.
and Rob. No, I think Impact pushes the line more than Redacted or AEW does,
And they can.
and I say fuck it, do it
Yeah.
because just be smart. Like if there's too much sex appeal, don't let your kids watch it.
And like that's the thing, like because in the 90s, the war was WCW, WWF.
Yeah.
But we had ECW, and they were because there was a war between these two big companies, ECW was able to do the stuff that
They
was able
pushed
to do.
way more on the stuff with what was it?
New Jack, a lot of the Sandman matches.
Well, I was going to talk about the women in
Oh,
ECW
yeah,
were basically topless.
yeah,
during
Victoria.
stuff. But they were able to push that. Yeah.
Lita was there for a little bit. What was her name? Beulah McGillicuddy was the big one.
Tommy Dreamer's wife.
Yeah.
Basically, there's a lot of room right now for different wrestling promotions, and the big one that everyone's watching is the war between WWE and AEW, and that's fine because open that up and be more like PC relatable, but
Yeah.
still like carry the TV-14 thing, and then we got NWA, which is like
a
old
classic
school, and we're
throwback.
gonna get to that here in a second. I know you're excited.
I'm super excited.
And then we got Impact, which if that relates to like the more like adult watcher that watched all of the Attitude Era stuff, fuck it. Like then you're encompassing all fans.
And I would love to see Impact slide into that ECW spot where they're the ones that you show your friends when you're like, oh, you think wrestling is fake. Look at this crazy fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because that's what you used to do. Like,
And Impact has Tessa.
yeah, for now.
Don't. She's gonna stay.
She won't leave your TV.
No, I know.
She may not be on Tuesday night.
I just really like her as a competitor.
I just don't know.
And I want her to like keep it up because like I want to see her like be the Impact World Champion.
Okay, that's what
I want that.
Here's my fantasy booking. Because of how they've done it, if they don't want her to turn into a joke, she needs to win the Impact World Championship, have a decent run, and lose it, and then leave the company.
I don't think she should win the World Championship. I think she should win the X Division Championship and then just option see it.
No.
That's what would have been great.
Sammy needs to beat Cage, then Tessa needs to beat Sammy.
Yeah, that would totally make up for everything.
Yep.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. And then she needs to future endeavor.
Let's not fantasy book, though, right now. Let's get
let's
to the
news.
Rob Van Dam stuff.
That was the Rob Van Dam stuff.
Oh, I thought you had more about Rob Van Dam, like turning heel. And
no,
all
just
that.
about the Katie Forbes stuff. That just reminded me of another news bit I had.
Let's talk about NWA, because I know you're pumped.
Can we talk about AEW a little bit first?
I guess.
Okay, well, AEW, I just want to talk about one quick thing in the news section. They are going to be releasing Fantasy Professional Wrestling because they are going with stats and wins and losses count. So look for that in early 2020.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm so excited about that.
Well, I don't know if I'm excited about it. Like, I just don't feel like wrestling should be bet on, like in Vegas, because that Vince could. I hate talking about the old jackass, but I'm gonna talk about the old peckerhead. And I think if he's looking at it and he's like, "Oh, they think Brock's gonna win. Oh, he's 12-1." Like he can change it and cost people money, and I just don't feel like wrestling's something you should bet on.
No. But
And the fantasy's almost betting, like
I mean, if it's
hand in hand.
if they release a decent fantasy thing and you can download an app and it's like, well, will you do like the Yahoo thing, you know?
Are they
do
going to
it.
use it to see like what people want to happen?
I mean, I would see. Yeah.
and then let people book it, then I'm okay with this.
I mean, that's a great way to crowdsource your fans.
Well, that's pretty genius.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
all right, let's talk about NWA.
No, fuck it. We're gonna stay on the AEW
Okay.
thing because you making me. So, Cody Rhodes revealed that AEW and Rick and Morty are gonna have a crossover. All Elite has already made a huge impact on the wrestling scene, and we know that by pay-per-view numbers and weekly show numbers, where they're constantly beating Redacted.
4 for 4.
Redacted Junior.
There are
Can I call it Redacted Junior?
Yeah.
Okay,
It
Redacted
is
Junior.
now officially the Wendy's. It's 4 for 4.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also 100% beef.
Yeah. No, all fresh, never frozen.
Yeah.
Salt of the
McDonald's
earth.
is like 10% meat.
Yeah.
Maybe less.
And you got the Impossible Whoppers.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So AEW is crossing over with Rick and Morty, and fans can find out what all the fuss is about on next week's AEW Dynamite on TNT. With Cody Rhodes decided to let everyone in on that little secret a little bit early,
Which was going to be his announcement this week.
It was.
Yeah.
Oh well. Apparently, we're all going to be able to find out Wednesday, October 30th on Dynamite. So
Yeah.
I'm curious how they're going to do that. I want to know. I love Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
No, it's great. It's great. We'll do a crossover episode where we invade DQP does, and
Yeah. Well, I mean, they already invaded us, and
yeah.
they just tried to fill a void, slipped right in like thieves.
Also, I want to talk a little bit about last night's AEW match,
Yeah.
or the card. Cody Rhodes came out to make his big announcement, and the Inner Circle bought tickets to watch the show because they weren't scheduled that night. Classic wrestling plot, right?
Oh yeah.
Of course, they had box seats because he's Jericho,
Mm-hmm.
La Champion.
He makes a lot of money.
He does. They kept blaring air horns during Cody's announcement, which I really hope doesn't turn into the new "what" chant, because I don't know if you remember WCW in the late 90s. Air horns are fucking annoying.
Yep.
Yeah. So one little thing I wanted to talk about was basically they set up Cody Rhodes, not the Elite, but Cody's boys, kind of coming out to help him against the Inner Circle. Dustin came out,
Yeah.
then MJF came out, then DDP came out.
I think DDP was just lost
No, he was there with a purpose, man. He looked good. He's been doing yoga.
all the time.
Yeah, no, actually he looked, for, being a 60-year-old dude, he looked pretty good.
DDP, yeah, dude, he's
The one thing that I love is that MJF is staying a heel while siding with Cody, because I don't know. Do you remember Ready to Rumble, the movie?
Yep.
Okay.
I love that movie.
DDP was in there,
Yeah.
and instead of doing his normal diamond cutter, it was upside down, because an upside down diamond is a pussy.
Yep.
So
Direct quote from the movie.
yeah, I can say that. It's not offensive.
Yeah.
I'm just quoting a movie.
Talking about cats.
So Squanch. So DDP walks out. MJF is behind him. DDP does his diamond cutter. MJF does
The diamond upside down thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And right mugs into the camera. Walks away, turns around, looks back into the camera and goes, "You see that shit?" Like that, like the heel tactics of MJF are fucking phenomenal, because anytime Cody is watching him, he's playing like the loyal soldier, but as soon as he turns his back, he's doing the heel shit.
Well, he even said Cody told him to turn it down a little bit on the things that he says, but he's like, "But I'm not doing that." He said that in several interviews.
I
The
love
guy's
it.
very ahead of his time. He's young.
Yeah.
There's gonna be nothing but good things for MJF.
Jericho made fun of MJF wearing a scarf. He says, "Who wears a scarf?" Which I thought was nice. They did a brawl. Cody used MJF's scarf to punch a hole through the glass. I mean,
Interesting.
through the sugar glass. So that they could get into the box seats and fight the Inner Circle.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't have time to sit down and watch that.
It was a good one. I mean, the Pac Moxley thing, I liked it. There was some controversy about the ending, but I was a fan. It went to a time limit draw, and apparently a lot of people are upset with that, but I mean, most matches have time limits if you're not in redacted.
Yeah.
Moxley did beat the shit out of the referee after he called time because he wasn't done yet.
I love that.
Yeah.
John Moxley can do no wrong.
He's a great storyteller. He's one of those dudes that tells you everything you need to know inside the ring.
I really feel like he might be the most over wrestler.
Yeah.
Currently.
I don't think you're wrong.
Yeah.
And I think Seth is very upset about that.
Who's Seth?
Oh, he's the champion of Redacted.
I only know one world's champion, and we're going to talk about him later.
Nick Aldis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I want to take this moment to tell you guys that May 29th through the 30th, there's going to be a Squared Circle Expo down in Indianapolis, and we have some guests we'd like to, talk about that have came out and said they're going to be there. So Kane, that's right, Kane, the Big Red Machine,
The mayor of Knoxville County.
Yeah, he's going to be there, and we are going to be there too.
That's right.
We're going to, do what we can to get these guys to talk to us, but we can't guarantee anything. Maybe we'll give them money. Maybe we'll give them Doug.
I'll take it.
Okay.
You know who else is going to be there?
No, who else?
Our I don't know, inspiration for our tag team championship, the New Age
Rivals?
Outlaws.
Oh, not Rivals.
No, not Rivals. No.
Yeah, that's right. Badass Billy Gunn and the Road Dogg Jesse James.
The real Double J.
That's right, because he sang the song. They're also going to be at Squared Circle Expo, along with What Does Everyone Want?
Al Snow.
And that's right. Al Snow's going to be there. I don't know if Head will be there, but Al Snow will be there.
Yeah.
So that's some people that are actually going to be at the Squared Circle Expo, along with what we found out. Was it today that we found that out?
Yeah.
Demolition is going to be there.
I know.
I don't even know how to feel about that.
That's how you should feel about it.
That's
I'm slicker than sperm on a gold tooth.
all right. Also, in news, so AEW has a tag team tournament that they had, and they are going to have the Rock and Roll Express present the AEW tag team titles to the tournament winners. I hope it's SCU.
Rock and Roll Express are current NWA tag team champions.
Which is weird, right?
No, I love it.
They're like, what, 80 years old?
In their mid-60s.
Okay, so what's the difference?
About 20 years.
Yeah, but still same bone density probably.
Yeah, they... Oh, this is mean. They look like humanoid buzzards every time I see them.
Okay.
Can I say that? Is that offensive? Did I offend any aviophiles there?
No, but I love the fact that you asked. All right, in other news, can't talk about that.
What can't we talk about?
Haley Ryder.
Oh, no, we can't talk about that. Oh, I mean, we can talk about that. We'll talk about it.
Oh, fuck it, go ahead.
All right. Adult film star Haley Ryder has announced that she has written and it will be starring in a Rebecca Knox theme pornography video. Also known as Becky Lynch.
Yep.
For the uninitiated, where she will be playing the woman behind the man, and then probably the man behind the woman, and then the woman on the man, and probably the man on the woman, and maybe some other... Nobody's going to stop me. They're just going to let me keep going.
Yep. It's no DQ, dude.
So, yeah, look forward to that on wherever you get your adult entertainment.
Yeah.
Promo code.
I don't know how that's going to fly over, if like WWE is going to like let that slide, or how Becky's going to feel about that. Don't do it, Doug. It's not super appropriate, but stuff like that gets done all the time.
So Becky's doing a porn?
No.
Okay.
A girl that looks like Becky?
A girl that looks like Becky.
Does she look like Becky? I've not really seen her.
I don't know. I don't watch that kind of stuff.
Okay.
You know what? Let's fact check it. Yeah.
Okay, welcome to a new podcast.
Well, no,
Looking up the porn.
All right. No, I'm just gonna Google Haley Ryder.
Yeah, she looks sort of like her, but there's two big differences that I've noticed.
What are the differences?
Is her last name actually Ryder?
Yeah, she's Zack Ryder's little sister.
No, that's
She related to
inaccurate.
Richard Ryder?
Nova?
Yeah. I mean, if she's a porn star, I mean, his name is Dick Ryder.
Edit. We don't talk about comic
Alright.
books on this one.
I got it in there.
That's what she said.
She looks.
Yeah, it is.
She looks nothing like Becky Lynch. What two big differences are you talking about?
Just kind of above her stomach and below her chin.
Oh, there it is. That one picture wasn't flattering.
In other,
She's pretty buff.
yeah,
I'm just saying, like, muscular-wise.
yeah, she works out.
These
She does
aren't
a lot of-
inappropriate photos.
Like a lot of heavy lifting.
Probably does a lot of squats.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
leg thrusts.
Yeah.
In other pornography news, Brazzers has reached out to Sasha Banks.
Oh,
And
yeah, that's a thing, too.
Yes,
Go ahead.
offered her $3 million to star in a Brazzers video.
Is she going to take the money?
I highly doubt it.
Is she going to take anything else? No? Contain? Or explode?
There's so many things I want to say. But
I know,
we're on
I'm
a
really-
podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, so in other news, wow,
You guys have done really good. You're at 32 minutes and not a single edit.
So Becky Lynch getting railed and Sasha Banks like just showing everything for $3 million. I'm down. Like, let's talk about that.
Only if-
objectification.
only if Bailey and her Karen haircut get involved.
You mean her soccer mom look?
Yeah,
I've
She
seen a
wants-
lot of videos like that.
she wants to speak to your manager.
This toilet paper's overpriced and I have a coupon.
I don't care that it expired in 2012.
I hate that haircut.
Yeah.
But I love the character, but we're not talking about that stuff.
All right.
NWA Powerrr.
Yes, thank you. Let's talk about this. 3 weeks ago, well, it'll almost be 4 by the time you guys hear this.
If you even hear this podcast.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard any of that, but if you did, I'm sorry, and you're welcome.
I'm sorry, you're welcome.
4 weeks ago, NWA Powerrr premiered on the YubTubs Tuesday nights at 6:05 Central or Eastern Time.
Okay.
One of the times.
I don't keep track of other people's times, just my own.
It is a studio-based wrestling program. They film about 4 weeks at a time and air them in hour-long segments, kind of like NXT used to do.
Yeah.
And it has a really nice throwback feel. Jim Cornette is the main commentator. They have
He loves cheeseburgers.
and bananas. That's a callback to the Jim Cornette joke from 20 episodes ago.
Did that episode air?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Okay. I would like to go down the roster.
Go ahead.
Aaron Stevens, a.k.a. Damian Sandow, Mrs. Stunt Double. He's there. He hasn't wrestled yet on the show, but he plays a cocky movie. He's basically playing a Miz-like character, but he keeps showing vignettes of movies that he's made.
So he does a better job than Miz.
Yeah, no, it's amazing, and he does great crowd work. It's one of my favorite things about NWA Powerrr is the fact that the audience is involved with the wrestlers. When they come out, they have a nice studio set where they do their interviews, like old school.
Yeah, I love it.
They come out in suits and ties. Like, it looks very professional. But the audience is involved in feedback. And Aaron Stevens does great crowd work. We also have Caleb Conley on the roster, which is kind of a flippy dude. He wrestled in Impact a little bit, and he was also Suicide, which I don't know if you're familiar with it. It was basically a create-a-wrestler character in a TNA game. But, I mean, other people that have played Suicide are Frankie Kazarian, Christopher Daniels of SCU fame, Austin Aries, TJP, TJ Perkins, and quite a few other people. So he's from a long, he's got a nice pedigree, I guess.
You're a big TJ Perkins fan, too.
I am a big, huge TJ Perkins fan. He is an Impact.
That's right.
Colt Cabana is at NWA. I don't know if you've heard about him.
I know who Colt Cabana is.
What?
He was in the WWE.
about a minute.
Most notably, he did the podcast with CM Punk that Redacted sued them over, and then they lost. The WWE lost, and then Colt Cabana sued CM Punk for...
Well, they sued each other.
They sued each other.
Yeah.
I don't know how that ended up.
It's still going on. That's probably why he's in NWA.
This.
Just a sec.
Okay, sorry, bro.
I apologize, Siri.
Sorry.
Okay, so the government's always listening, so keep that in mind. But yeah, so with that's a weird situation too, because now CM Punk is back to working with Redacted Fox.
Yeah, he's working for Fox on a redacted
theme show. So, yeah, but yeah, I know who Colt Cabana is.
Yeah, we've got Dan Parker, who is the cock of the walk.
Okay.
He dresses like a giant chicken,
Mm.
and he's from Canada.
Wouldn't he be a rooster?
Well, I don't know.
If he's the cock of the walk, he'd be a rooster.
Cornette called him a chicken. They have the Dawsons, which is a tag team.
From the creek.
Actually, the audience was singing the theme song to Dawson's Creek when it was amazing. Those are Zane and Dave Dawson. They are not related.
I don't want to wait.
No, you need to watch it. Eddie Kingston. I don't know if you know him.
I know who Eddie Kingston is. Yeah.
Eli Drake is there.
Fucking phenomenal.
Ex-tag team partner of Big Papa Pump, my uncle Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
He also did the one of my favorite Leva Bates matches,
Oh.
where he was going to wrestle the Kid, and Leva Bates came out in cosplay as the Kid and wrestled him. Great match.
No, we don't see enough Leva Bates.
She was on Dark this week.
I need to watch Dark. I haven't sat down and watched Dark yet. And when does that air?
It's on Tuesday nights at 8:00. So you could.
That's gonna interrupt with my Impact.
That's true, but you can watch Powerrr and then roll right into Dark.
That's true. I could. Man, wrestling is so out there, and why aren't everyone watching it?
I don't know, man. We also have James Storm, who is the NWA National Champion.
Related to Lance Storm?
No. He was tag team partners for several years with Bobby Roode, though, in a team called Beer Money, Inc.
His mom's Sue Storm.
Yep. We don't talk about comic books on this show.
Oh.
Johnny
But Storm.
He was one of my favorite things in TNA in 2009, 2010.
Okay.
He's good. He's good shit.
Good shit.
He basically plays almost like an American Badass Undertaker kind of vibe. He's what Hangman should be. The character.
Hangman is Hangman, dude.
Yeah, but this dude's a fucking cowboy.
Yeah, but Hangman's like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No, man, you need to check out James Storm.
He looks like Steve Austin.
They also have a character named Josephus, which is a weird cross between Jake the Snake and the Undertaker.
Josephus.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's like a Bocephus reference, which is weird.
Mr. Anderson who is tag partners with Colt Cabana. Nick Aldis, of course.
The true world's champion.
Yeah. NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah.
The Rock and Roll Express, like I said, Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson. They are the current tag team champions.
Also on Medicare.
Yeah.
And AARP.
Thomas Latimer. He was Bram in Ring of Honor. He was Kenneth Cameron in NXT. He was part of the original Ascension. He is... I mean, I'm not a fan of him personally, but he is a good wrestler. He is kind of a piece of shit dude. Like,
Yeah, there's a lot of those, though.
yeah, well, I don't ever condone, like, domestic violence, so I won't get
I don't
behind
either.
this guy.
So let's just not talk about it right now.
They also have Tim Storm, who was prior to Power, or right before Power, when they started when Billy Corgan started the revamp.
Right.
He was the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, and he's kind of going through like the classic older wrestler, does he still have it storyline, and I'm super engaged in it.
Okay.
He's also a middle school teacher, science teacher in Texas. That's his day job. So
Wrestlers can have day jobs. Britt Baker's a dentist.
no, it's freaking cool. And he's just like a really good dude. Trevor Murdoch is there. He is like a Harley Race. He was one of the last guys trained by Harley Race. He was known as Dup in the new ECW.
Okay.
On the ladies' side, we have Allison Kay, who is the women's champion. She was Sienna in Impact. I don't know if you remember her.
Okay, yeah.
One of my favorite matches. After All Out, when was the women's battle royale? That was All Out. Mercedes Martinez
Yes.
came out. Started watching her matches. She has a match with Allison Kay at Shine 53 that is freaking awesome. So Shine 53, if you want to watch Allison Kay be an amazing wrestler, check that out. They also have Ashley Vox, Brooklyn Creed, Crystal Rose, who's kind of, I don't know, grungy type of girl. Melina is there, but
Wow.
mostly in a valet role.
Yeah.
Thunder Rosa. I don't know how much Lucha Underground you watched.
None.
She was Cobra Moon, who was kind of like the big, scary, like she wears like a Day of the Dead mask
Okay.
type of thing, and she does a really cool. You know how Bray Wyatt like gets up with his kip?
Yeah.
She does something very similar, but she does it without using her arms, or she basically uses her stomach to get herself up. It's hard to describe, but it is one of the creepiest horror movie things that you're going to see in a wrestling ring.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, and obviously they have Jim Cornette.
Who needs to be there? Because why not?
Well, I mean, he is NWA.
Totally.
Of course, owned by Billy Corgan, or William Corgan, as they refer to him on the show.
I didn't even know if they'd refer to him. That's
They
weird.
do. Him and James Storm have a storyline going right now where William doesn't like James Storm's attitude, and James Storm doesn't like the fact that a quote-unquote rock star bought his wrestling company, but they both feel like they need each other. So it's a little bit of a Stone Cold Vince dynamic, but it's only like Corgan's not been shown. They
Okay.
just talk about him,
Well, good.
and I like that.
No, I like that too. Don't put the owner of the company out there.
So he is 3 episodes have aired so far. They're all on YouTube. You need to check it out. They do this really nice thing where they post tweets and videos of people talking about the previous week's episode on a 2-minute thing before the stream airs, which is also very cool. It reminds me a lot of have you ever been to Flicks or anything like that?
Yeah.
Where they show, instead of showing normal like dentist commercials and stuff, they show vignettes about the movie you're about to watch. It reminds me a lot of that, and I really like it.
I mean, right now is the best time in the world to be a wrestling fan. We tell you that all the time, but it really is because, just like I said, I've not seen Lucha Underground. I didn't have the chance to. I didn't have I didn't know what channel it was on, but now you have all the access to all the wrestling.
And it's great stuff.
And, yeah, I just can't say enough good things. So I want to know where Johnny Impact's going to show up. That's my big thing right now.
I would not be shocked if he's not Johnny New Japan or whatever.
And the guy can go anywhere he wants.
Yeah.
He left Redacted on good terms.
Yep.
He could go to AEW if he wanted to, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I mean he's been working out, like we said.
If I was in his shoes, I'd want to be world champion everywhere.
I mean, I don't know where he's going to show up. I know that Mike Kanellis, was in talks with NWA, but they're not going to let him out of his contract.
Why would they?
Right. So he's got 5 years to wait. So who knows what the scene's going to be like in 5 years. But
I don't know. I wouldn't feel... Don't play that whole card of, oh, well, I just want to be a wrestler. You knew what you were signing that 5-year deal for.
yeah, no, they did.
And you did what you needed to do, and I get that. Don't complain because you're sitting on the bench and getting paid. Just be happy that they picked you at all.
Personally, I would rather be sitting on the bench than be stuck in that cuck angle.
That's all Rusev now.
And
But
I feel so bad about that.
we're not going to talk about any of the stupid shit that they're doing over there.
Do you want to talk about Randy Orton's tweet?
All Elite?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So Randy Orton tagged several people in it was an Instagram photo, right?
Yeah, it was an Instagram post.
Yeah. Where he was in Philadelphia last week, which is where AEW was.
Uh-huh.
And he had standing next to a door that said Elite. And he tagged Elias, Braun Strowman, Rusev, Shinsuke. I feel like one other person.
Yeah.
And said something to the extent of, it's only a matter of time, boys.
They won't let Randy go.
Randy's contract's up in January.
I mean, Randy could do whatever he wanted.
Randy has said on several occasions he wants to fight Will Ospreay in Japan.
You know, honestly, Randy Orton leaving the WWE is a big loss to them, but it also opens up doors for talent that is not getting pushed. But Randy Orton could go anywhere.
And like
He doesn't have to sign a deal anywhere.
And I don't know that he would, because he's getting older. I mean, he's not old, but he's also been doing this since he was 20 in the WWE. He's like, what, 37, 38 now?
Probably.
He's getting close to 40, and he's still in great shape. But I could see him doing a Jushin Thunder Liger retirement tour.
Yeah.
Where, he goes for a year and he wrestles in New Japan for a little bit. Wrestles who he wants to wrestle in New Japan, goes to AEW for a couple months to wrestle who he wants to wrestle there. I would love to see a finish to the Cody Randy feud that we didn't ever get a finish.
Yeah.
We know they're still good friends.
Honestly, he still could go somewhere and go 5 years.
Yeah, but I don't know that he wants to. I think he's ready to be done. But, I mean, he could go to Ring of Honor. I would love to see him fight Marty Scurll.
Don't even get me started on the list of wrestlers I'd like to see him fight. I'd like to see him fight Kenny.
Oh, yeah.
I like to see him fight Moxley.
But for real.
But for reals, like outside of the WWE bubble.
Yeah.
Because,
dude,
like I said, Moxley's the most...
I
I thought Kenny Omega was the most over wrestler in the world, and he was for a while. Moxley has taken that away from him.
I got theories. I know you said we're not going to fantasy book. I got theories about Omega. Like, I feel like this is the slow burn done right. Like, he's starting to crack. He's bringing out the cleaner persona. He's bringing out the barbed wire to fight Moxley. I think we're going to get, like, an Omega. I think by Double or Nothing in May, which is going to be their WrestleMania.
Yep.
We'll have Kenny Omega going for the title, but it'll be an unhinged, crazy, like, I can do this Kenny Omega. Because Kenny Omega chasing is better than Kenny Omega having.
I want to see this. Like, I want to see the Kenny Omega, cleaner, like, come back.
And I feel like that's where they're doing. I feel like all of this leading up was to break Kenny down so he's not the best wrestler in the world. He's not the most over guy.
Yeah, no, Kenny Omega's not hot right now, and by putting him with Moxley and putting him in a situation like this, it's going to make him hot.
Yeah, but he's
And-
not hot on purpose. I mean,
Well, no, he's trying to get other talent over.
Right.
He's doing the right thing. Just like that's why the Bucks aren't going for the AEW tag team titles.
Right.
That's why they got bounced.
And it'll be SCU. I mean, it's got to be SCU, right?
I want it to be. I'm not saying it's gonna be.
I mean, Scorpio Sky. Okay, if we want to talk about over, like, I think you're
Scorpio
right.
Sky is fucking over.
I would say that Moxley is probably the most over wrestler, maybe in the world.
I think he is. Maybe
but
not
Scorpio-
in Japan because Okada's got everything pretty much wrapped up on the other
Right.
side of the world.
And I think if Moxley had spent more time in Japan, we could be having a different
Dude,
conversation
Moxley and
about that.
Okada would have been tits.
I wanted that so bad. I was so mad at the G1.
Yeah.
But I mean, I knew he couldn't win because of AEW, but
You didn't want to talk about the G1, I know.
well, I don't like the way they did it.
But anyways,
Anyway, I think Scorpio Sky is poised to be the most over dude.
he's good.
He's good. The fans are behind him. That stuff last week where Daniels got ambushed by the Lucha Brothers, which great storytelling, by the way, because now they get to fight each other next week for the championship. Him coming out in street clothes, which is another thing I love about AEW. Not everybody's just sitting around in their ring gear unless you're Dustin Rhodes. But I also just feel like Dustin Rhodes just lives in his ring gear.
Yeah.
Like wakes up, paints half his face, goes and has breakfast.
At the old country buffet.
Yeah, Cracker Barrel, bro.
Oh, yeah. If you get ham with a pan of biscuits, it will knock you out. Even though their biscuits are light and fluffy and delicious.
They are. I like the apples.
I'm a fan of the cheesy hash brown casserole.
Yeah. Pepper, what's your favorite Cracker Barrel side dish?
He's going to say carrots.
Side dish?
Yeah.
Yeah, the baby carrots.
I knew it.
You do seem like a
Called it.
baby carrot guy.
Yeah.
The honey glaze.
Those are the only carrots I ever like.
It's because of the glaze, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
They're
no,
delicious.
they're fucking delicious.
I get it with my roast beef.
All right, now, guys, remember, you go to Cracker Barrel, you give them promo code NODQ, you get 10% off your order.
Nope, that's not a thing.
Cracker Barrel.
No.
You get it on the Grubhubs.
I don't think that's a thing either.
Uber will take you there.
DoorDash, promo code NODQ for free delivery.
If you need a lift, you know who to call?
Isn't this a wrestling podcast?
Yeah, I'm wrestling with hunger.
You know where
Me
you wouldn't
too,
be
so
wrestling with
let's,
hunger?
Huh?
Cracker Barrel.
Oh, well, there you go.
Big
That's how you
portion.
get that done.
Big portion, great meals, great price.
Yeah. Did you know that the size of the dumpling in their chicken and dumplings is the size of a sugar packet? That's how they benchmark the size.
I did not know that, but that is good information, and it shows you their dedication to quality.
Yeah. They cut their own dumplings still.
Yeah.
This isn't from a bag and reheated later.
No, everything's made fresh at Cracker Barrel, and that's what makes
Yeah.
it great. They even make their own rock candy. When you go out there in the cool store where they've got the nice shirts and
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
throwback vintage boxes on their candy, they make that rock candy.
Yeah. Constant smell of just like apple cinnamon, like around Christmas time,
Yeah.
or the pumpkin spice currently right now.
One of my favorite things is the rocking chairs.
Yeah, they're so comfortable.
Yeah, they are.
Alright.
You can play the checkers.
You can also play the checkers on the big mat. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
with
if you guys wrap this up, we'll go to Cracker Barrel afterwards.
Are you buying?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
All right, guys, it's been a great episode. We'll see you next week.
Queso ending. This was the Crimson Ring on the DQP Podcast Network. And in the meantime, folks, remember, if you want the crowd to pop, just get some color.